Hi everyone, today we're talking about tables, charts, and graphs. So we actually use tables, charts, and graphs a lot, especially when we're looking at schedules and fares and charges. People like to use tables, charts, and graphs to display all the information in a accurate and visual way. So we need to be able to read them and interpret their meaning to help us kind of plan and make decisions. Let's take a look at example one from your book to see what we're talking about. This is actually from a website where they're showing you the flying distance in miles between some cities in the US. So part A wants us to read from the table and figure out the flying distance between Los Angeles and Dallas, and then the flying distance from Atlanta to Miami. And then part B asks, Mr. Carter travels from Phoenix to Miami via Dallas, so meaning a stopover in Dallas. So we want to know how much longer the distance traveled is compared to if he were to get a direct flight from Phoenix to Miami. So go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own first. All right, so part A, reading from the table, the flying distance between Las Vegas and Dallas. So in my table, I find Las Vegas from Las Vegas to Dallas. So right between is this answer, 1,050 miles. I could also figure out from, Dallas to Las Vegas this way, and that's also 1,050 miles. So it kind of doesn't matter which way you read it because it should be the same value. Okay. Similarly, if I wanted to figure out Atlanta and Miami's distance, Atlanta to MIA, Miami, it would be 596 miles. Or I could figure out Miami to Atlanta this way is 596. Okay, and then the last question, Mr. Carter travels from Phoenix to Miami via Dallas. We want to know how much longer it would take to go from Phoenix to Dallas first before going to Miami. So Phoenix to Dallas is 865 miles. Then from Dallas to Miami, it would be 1,120. So altogether with that stopover, it would be, let's add this up to figure out the total, 1,985 miles. That's with that stopover in Dallas. Okay, and now we want to know how much more or longer, further, I think further is a word, would that distance be compared to Phoenix to Miami directly? Okay, so Phoenix to Miami would just be 1,970. So it looks like it's just 15 extra miles. Okay, so 15 extra miles. Let's take a look at another example. Example 2 from your book. The following is a conversion table between US gallons and liters. Draw the graph of Y against X, and then read from the graph the number of liters in 5 US gallons, and the number of US gallons in 35 liters. Then find the slope, and then figure out how many liters there are in 1 US gallon. Okay. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. I'm trying to scroll down so I have space to still read my table. All right, so I have, let's see, they said the Y is liters, and then the X is gallons. Okay, so gallons down here, and then liters over here. All right. And then this is going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, great. I have just the right amount. 6, 8, 10 to draw my graph. And then here, woof, there's a lot of decimals, so I'm gonna have to estimate a little. It does go all the way up to about 38. So if I go by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, okay, that could work. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Unless I want to go by 3s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I wouldn't have enough for 3s. So let's just go by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, so first is 2 gallons and 7.57. Well, this is 5. So 7.57 will be like around here. Remember, we're estimating. For 4 gallons, it matches up to 15.14. So it'll be around here. 6 gallons would be 22.71, about here. 8 gallons is 30.28 liters. And then for 10, it's about 37.58. So around there. It does kind of make a straight line, so that makes me feel good about my estimating. Yeah, it's pretty okay. All right, and then there's my graph. Read from the graph the number of liters in 5 US gallons. Okay, 5 would be here. So amount of liters would be about 20. Okay, 20 liters. The number of US gallons in 35 liters. Okay, 35 liters. So we're going in reverse. 35 liters is about how many gallons? It's about 9. Okay. And then they want us to find the slope of the graph. All right. So here we would have to be a little bit more precise, but good news is we have these numbers from our tables. So our first one was 2 and 7.57. And then let's use this one here, the 6. Or let's use one that's closer. 4 paired up with 15.14. Okay. So if I were to figure out the rise over run, okay, I would need to figure out how far away the 7.57 we need to, how much we need to add to 7.57 to get up to this 15.14. Okay, let me actually clear up a lot of the space here so I don't have all these dashes there. Okay, and remember I'm getting the numbers from my table. So again, this was 2 and 7.57. And this was 4, which paired up with 15.14 liters. Okay, so going up and over because my slope is rise over run. Okay, my rise to get from 7.57 up to 15.14. So I need to figure out that difference. And then for my run, I need to figure out this difference to get from 2 to 4. That one's easy. 2 plus 2 to get to the 4. Okay, but I do need to figure out this answer. So I'm going to use my calculator to solve that. 15.14 minus 7.57. Oh, which is 7.57. Okay. 7.57 divided by 2 will get me my answer, which is 3.785. Okay, that's my slope, 3.785. So every time I have 1 gallon, it's equivalent to 3.785 liters. Because this was going up 7.57 and it had a run of 2. That's how we got the rise and the run. We basically subtracted these values together because they had decimals. So instead of doing rise over run, we could just subtract them to figure out what their difference is to get from one to the other. So this 7.57 was for liters, and then this plus 2 was for the gallons. So every liter per however many gallons. So that's how we can figure out that there's 3.785 liters per 1 gallon.